Hi, welcome back to my cup of TV with Jenny.
And Erin.
So, Stray Kids. Back.
It's not long until we see them, sorry.
It's literally weeks. So they've been on the first take again.
I love first takes.
So do I. I wish they'd also do Killing Voice. So they did Japanese version of Chk Chk Boom.
Ooh. You love.
I do love Chk Chk Boom.
What, this isn't going to be like when they got rid of your hibbies.
It better not be, because I love
Because
hibby,
you're
hibby,
going to
hibbies.
throw an absolute Chk Chk Boom if they do.
Because I like to sing this to your daughter.
You do. Only like people that only in the States would understand this isn't the hibbies.
Yeah.
Because to anyone else that's utter nonsense.
Exactly. I'm sure you're. Let me know in the comments. Were you offended by the removal of the hibby in circus? Because I was.
Yes, we had to hear about it for a long time.
Yeah. Do you know what though? It always confuses me when we have a Japanese and a Korean version of the same song. So I remember at Stray Kids Club Night in London, they played All In, and it was wrong. Because the MV is the Japanese version, so that's the version I know and sing.
The first one that I have, to me, I'm like,
That's the one.
That's.
And they played the Korean version, and I was trying to sing along, and I couldn't.
What
Because
is
in my head I'm like, no, Chan, you're wrong. I know the lyrics. The way I'm singing it is right.
Yeah.
And you're singing
my
it wrong.
Japanese is wrong.
So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe in the comments. What for you is the best kind of Japanese Korean song they've done where they switch or do both languages and you have a preference? Because I tend to, like you say, prefer the one I have first.
I think my favourite is when Han sings the wrong language and then corrects himself.
Those are special.
Yeah, I think that's my favourite.
Oh, the contacts. Always on the first take they have some like little things on their faces.
I
don't
love
they?
it.
I do want to. Oh, hang on. Sorry, to interrupt your Stray Kids. I want to look at everyone's outfits.
I almost don't recognise Chan with such long hair.
I'm loving his long hair.
And then you've got Hyunjin on the other side with really short hair.
Yeah.
Like, it's just very nice, interesting looks.
Yeah, I'm loving Chan's long hair. I want to keep growing it and have a ponytail. My Changbinny's wearing like a bowling shirt.
I think that like cornflower blue colour looks very nice on him.
With pockets to highlight his titties.
I do actually really like all of this colour palette.
It's nice.
I would have maybe liked if the backdrop, although I think that's probably is a standard one,
Yeah.
if that backdrop had maybe just been not white, like a little very light beige. If I was being critical,
I
which
am in the double denim.
but slightly, it's like mixed colour denim.
Slightly.
Yeah, there's like little patches of the bottom colour on the top.
Lino, that jacket, I like where it sits.
Yeah.
It's not cropped, but it's yeah, I mean just on the hip.
And I feel like there's a very jewelled belt, maybe.
I was looking at those look like solid thighs.
Those are dancing thighs. That's what they are.
I think it's because they're further back, but Han looks really small.
He does.
But I think the baggy fit as well.
I also don't think that Felix has fully stepped into position, so that might be doing it. But also he's got that like nice, like baggy fit.
Yeah, makes him look smaller. Felix always looks like he's just stepped off a runway anyway.
Yeah, to be fair, he does. The model walkers.
Sungmin, is he wearing his Burberry because he's now like an ambassador?
He's giving me slight like go-go gadget. It's the long trench. I love it.
He would be the villain in Inspector Gadget, you know it.
Is he not the villain?
What, Inspector Gadget? No. Have you never watched Inspector Gadget?
No, I've just seen where his little hat and it spins around.
But yeah, I like the idea of him doing Burberry because that would mean more trips to London.
Yes.
So
And
our relationship could finally work.
And Burberry obviously they have the long trench as a staple. Yeah. And him moving in that, I think, it works very well for him physically and just as a, I don't know, it suits his persona.
The dandy boy look.
Mm.
And Hyunjin.
There's James.
Oh, there is. Isn't it? You don't often see that sleeve length on a man.
No, it's not.
It's like a cap sleeve.
Yeah.
I'll do it in age order. Oh, even the music's different. I wonder if that's just for this. Or...
Oh. His eyes are beautiful.
Every time I'm like, yes, I do.
Oh, I love him.
Ooh. Oh. I'm glad they kept the rolling in there. He's sounding great.
I know.
Yes, Sungmin, I do.
Oh God, he looks great. Villain. Oh.
Now look at his teeth. Wow, I think there's actually another one to come because they're going to do Hollow as well. I like how they've made it not just here's the same song in Japanese. The music was different, parts of it flowed slightly differently.
I think if you want to tailor it to a language, it's got to be really great.
Just changing the music just makes it a different song.
Yeah, I just love with them because obviously when you hear a song, obviously there's like them singing, but then there's all the other kind of sound effects which you know that they are well renowned for. Yeah. But then seeing it in those kinds of versions, that is in this setup, you can then see when they chime in with their bits. It's not like, oh, I've sung my one line now. No, they're all like they all are constantly adding little bits into ends of sentences and building that sound.
Yeah.
And some of it is just sound, and I absolutely love it. And especially when you've got your chorus or your pre-hook lines, whatever they're called, and obviously Chan was doing it first, then you see Sungmin doing it, and then Lino's done a bit, and then Chan picks up the next time. So it's the same stuff, but it's different. Their take on it is different, and I think for a lot of maybe Western artists, you wouldn't want that because you want it to be copy and paste for the chorus. But they lean into it, and I think that's how they do such great line distribution, because they're not like, oh, that was your line, so you keep that forever. Yeah. It just feels like
there's some freedom within it.
Yeah, and it just feels very collaborative, and you couldn't just take one person out.
Yeah.
Oh, vocally gorgeous.
I was really impressed with IN.
He sounds...
You can hear the if you go back to their first time on the first take to now, like, you can hear the development.
It's almost got a different, maybe not a different tone, but there's different tones that he can bring in.
Well, I just feel like the voice of the talent has clearly always been there, but he just sounds so much more stable and comfortable and natural with it.
I suppose some of that will be your vocal cords developing with age and with use.
Yeah, just the growth of
and
him.
Don't know if they've got who's training that. I say training doesn't sound right, but coaching with them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they don't just, oh, you're in a group now, you can...
I can sing,
you
so
can
therefore...
sing. I don't need to... And I love that they always keep working on.
Yeah.
Oh, that was delicious.
And I enjoyed Sungmin because I feel like he does it a lot when you watch concert performances and clips, where he changes what he does slightly.
Yeah.
And I just think it's lovely to see, because one, we know it's live because it's different every time. Yeah. And we said this on JD and I were talking about it on an SB19 video, of the difference with a singer to an artist is that a singer can sing your song well.
Yeah.
An artist can change it. They can do whatever they want within it. Do you know what I mean? They're not set rigidly like that.
And I do feel like they don't necessarily need to, as long as it doesn't impact the next person's bit, or they can all run with it. And I feel like they have that as a group, so...
I got a bit distracted looking at Lino's face when he was singing. Just thinking, he really is just beautiful.
His jaw did distract me quite a bit.
I recently watched a TikTok, and it was about why Lino, you know, like you get certain parts of songs, they said why Lino tends to get those big bridge parts towards the end and everything. And it was showing live performances, and it basically was showing you that he gets a lot of those parts because of how steady his voice is doing full choreo. So when he is front and centre and he's going for it, but his voice is so steady, and I was just like, wow, that's really impressive.
I hadn't actually ever put that in consideration, divvying up the parts. What you're going to do performance-wise with the song maybe might impact who does get what. Yeah. So maybe not completely, because, you know, you can forgive people for not singing all of it live when they're doing all-out choreo or, you know, whatever. But, yeah, that is very interesting.
I loved keeping the rolling in Changbin's, because that's what I would have been complaining about if they'd taken it away, because he does it so well.
I was just really mesmerised by his eyes, because it was that concentration. I'd love to know if he'd picked just like a point in the distance and was just...
He's probably just looking at his husband.
True. But yeah, I just thought that concentration just makes you realise that he really means what he's really in that moment. Yeah. It felt almost a bit like, oh, should I be seeing you in this creative space?
Yes. There was just this fun vibe from Chan, wasn't there?
He looked like he was really enjoying it because he was like, whoa. And especially when the first part he did, and he's
did You Want That Ride?
Yeah, the drawl on it, you could tell he's like smiling when he's like I know what I'm doing.
And I was just looking at his teeth, being that close.
This is why I like the first take, because you actually can just, obviously vocally you can appreciate them, but you don't often get that much of a close look just at their face and their expressions.
Yeah.
It's nice. I like to appreciate all of them.
You say about expressions, Felix.
Oh my God.
But watching him, it felt so real. Because you know how we talk about in MVs and stuff, you got this beautiful angelic face and then that voice comes out of it. But obviously he's not actually singing it in the MV, he's performing it. When he's actually singing it and you see like the expression she uses to get that deep sound.
It made me think, oh my God, never get Botox, because otherwise you won't get that. Not that they would ever need it because they are all literally perfect, but it just made me appreciate people having movement in their face to be able to create that, the sound and the feeling to go with it. Especially with the contacts. Oh my gosh, pop a cape on him, he could be like a vampire villain.
But the facial expressions on him, that was more of the Felix that we saw at Hyde Park when he was on one.
Yeah he was. And then when he, Chk Chk Boom. That was intense.
Han, his rap sounded slightly different to me. You know how sometimes in these songs, because we don't understand the language anyway, you could easily not know, or say easily, for someone who doesn't listen to the song a lot, you could easily not notice, but I feel like his part did sound different.
I didn't particularly notice.
Because for me, I will have songs, example being BTS Mic Drop. We have several different versions of that on our playlist. I'll be listening to it, and within like the first few lines, I'm like, oh, it's the Japanese version.
Yeah, Mic Drop. Do
you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I do. Yeah, I do get what you mean. I don't have it with this one, but I do appreciate.
You don't listen to this as much as I do.
No, not this one. But maybe to fit all of the
right syllables.
Yeah, I do think that's got to be how you change songs in different languages. I cannot comprehend it.
And Hyunjin on the end there, he gets really close, doesn't he? But I wonder whether that's because his voice is a bit softer when he's rapping than like a Changbin.
Yeah.
So he needs to be that bit closer to.
It sits differently in like the power scale, because it's a different style. I feel like his is more of like a, whilst it can punch a bit, I think it's more like
it's more melodic as well. Yeah.
Quick, but it very different from if you compare like to Changbin's up.
Well, think about it. When Hyunjin's doing his "Vamos, I know that you," it's very like, I don't want to say
it's flirty.
The word that comes to my mind is lazy, but not in a negative. More like it's just so relaxed. Relaxed maybe is more the word. Whereas Changbin's would be a "Vamos."
But that suits with Persona Styles.
Yeah.
And again, leans into the same thing, but making it unique in songs. I love it.
I look forward to seeing their new one, Hollow, on there. Okay. So So that was our reaction to Stray Kids performing Chk Chk Boom Japanese version on the first take. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.